Well, as we know, we are right in election season in Virginia, and early voting has started. We've got three big dates that I want everyone to be thinking about. They are Saturday, June 10th, which is tomorrow. So a lot of locations do have early voting tomorrow. If you don't have anything to do, check in with your local Democratic committee or some of your local races. They likely will have poll greeters out there. The more people who can be out there helping people understand who's on the ballot and who to vote for, it's going to make a huge difference. Everything you've listened to so far this morning has been about getting the right people in office so that we can advance issues we care about. This is the time to do that. And especially if you're currently in a pretty blue area in Virginia, these primary elections are going to be your opportunity to figure out who's going to win this year, right? Because whoever wins the primary will likely win your general election. So please get involved in helping get out the vote for early voting. We've got early voting this Saturday as well as next Saturday on the 17th. And then we do have the election day on June 20th. So I want to encourage folks to reach out to the campaigns they care about, see how you can help them. I'm going to put a link to Mobilize in the chat. It's a great place to look to find out if you can go canvassing, poll greeting, phone banking, etc. for your candidates. I also want to note that we partner with a group called Rideshare to Vote, and they are going to be calling voters as well. And they specifically call low propensity voters. So oftentimes when we get this close to an election, candidates will say, let's just call the people who are most likely to come out and vote for us. What Rideshare to Vote is doing is sort of calling that next set of candidates. They're saying, actually, let's reach out to some of those folks who don't always vote in the primaries, but maybe if we give them a call, they might be more likely to show up this year if they hear from us why it's so important. I think the other thing we want to do is make sure we are getting this on social media everywhere we can. So I'm also going to put links to 2 social media graphics. One is to encourage people to volunteer, as I just talked about earlier. It has a link that will send you to Mobilize, and it will remind people here are places that you can find opportunities to volunteer. I also know we've got a bunch of candidates who are in the Zoom room right now, so I encourage you to put your links in the chat as well. Are you looking for volunteers over these next 2 weeks? Please share them with us so we can get folks to you. And then the other social media graphic to share is on primary voting. So to make sure that people know where to vote and who is going to be on their ballot, we have a easy link on that social media as well. So please start posting these in the groups that you're part of. Share them with your family and friends. I don't remember them being partisan, at least the last time I looked at these. I think Dennis has a picture of one of them right behind her. So this is a great way to encourage everyone to get out and vote. And the other thing I just want to say is be a spokesperson for early voting. Anybody you talk to, encourage them to go. Make sure they know, who and what is on the ballot. I think I mentioned last time that I was here in Arlington, we have ranked choice voting. So it's another opportunity to help inform people. What is ranked choice voting? How does it work? What should they be prepared for? I know that at my coffee shop last weekend, we had a whole tutorial where I was reminding everybody how this was going to work this year and what that meant in terms of being prepared. So instead of knowing who you want to vote for, number one, you need to know who your number 1, number 2, and number 3 are when you're ranked choice voting. So just want to make sure everybody's ready to go. As we know, the more we can get voters out during the primaries, the better chance we have of winning in the general. So this is the time to get on the doors, get on the phones, and get out to the polls and help people get excited about the election. I think that we have a very good chance to have a big blue wave in Virginia this year, but it does take all of our efforts to make that happen. So please get involved now. And I will get those links in the chat once I stop chatting with you.
Yeah, I hope, it's always good chatting and so much good information. And I want to encourage people to join the Grassroots Coalition. We're expanding. It's really great to be in a coalition. And because we're having the Women's Summit, I'll do a little quick plug on that. July 21st of that Women's Summit weekend, Friday night, we're going to have early registration at 7:30, and we will have a Grassroots Rise Up meeting with Luisa leading that. And if you're in the grassroots and you want to get on the agenda, contact Luisa, and we'll have Delegate Sam Rasool, who is an awesome, and I don't think he's missed a summit yet. What a great leader. We will also have Swing Left that night there and other grassroots leaders, because it's going to take all of us. We can't wait for the party. We know that. We got to just organize together. Friday night's going to be strategic. So, Luisa, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be talking both about the elections and on issues. I already got someone to come and talk about criminal justice reform issues during Friday night. So we're excited. So definitely reach out to me if you want to get on the agenda. We're going to have opportunities to talk both about our general election strategy, and as we know, the best time to start working on legislation is over the summer. So this will give us a chance to start talking about what legislation do we want to try to push through. I think we should assume we're going to be blue in the House and the Senate. This is our chance to show this is what Democrats care about, and make sure that people know they have a very different choice when elections come up for governor in a couple of years, to say, well, this is what Democrats tried to do, and this is what Republicans refused to do. We can make a very, very clear story for them. And I just want to say one more thing. I noted in the chat that we had a reminder. If people haven't registered to vote, you can register to vote when you vote on June 20th, or really in any of the early voting locations, because those almost are all in locations where you can register. So please make sure people know, even if they aren't registered yet, they can still go and vote. We have same day registration.